Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is JLeesCorner. This is another edition of Gossip Chat. Who said that? Anybody, somebody, nobody. The Jasmine brand. Because that's where everybody get their stuff from. Because the Jasmine brand has everything. Okay, so this is like part 2. I did another one. Watch that one. It's a little bit dark because my lamp went out. And I don't feel like looking for a bulb because it's 2 a.m. So the front light gonna have to be on. I'm gonna leave it be and whatnot. Y'all already know to like this video, comment in the comment section, to share it on your social media and all that stuff or whatever. Also subscribe to my channel, okay? Become a JayBird, dun, and all that goodness and stuff or whatnot. But let's get started because again, this is like my part 2 gossip chat. Who said that? Make sure to watch part 1 now. That has other stuff on there. So let's get. Honey, some unfortunate news. Natalie Deso Reed, okay? We all know her as Niecy, okay? She was Niecy on Babs. I loved her in Babs. Absolutely loved her in Babs, okay? She was 53 years old. She passed away from colon cancer. The same thing that took out Chadwick Boseman. Honey, give us our black people back. She was also on How to Be a Player. She played in Cinderella, the one that I love, the one that has Whoopi Goldberg as the mama and has, you know, Brandy as the princess with Whitney Houston as the godmother, the fairy godmother. She played one of the stepsisters in the Cinderella movie. She, of course, was on for the 3 or 4 seasons of the Eve show. So she's played in like Tyler Perry. She's been in a lot of stuff. We know she's ours. You know what I'm saying? We have some black actresses who are like world renowned. We know Niecy. Okay, I didn't know her name was Natalie till today, but we know her, and I'm like, it is very much so a sincere loss to the community. So we want to wish her family and friends condolences because again, sad passing. May she rest in peace. Okay. Now we also had a couple sick and shut-ins and everything and whatnot. So let's get to them as well. Curtis Blow was recovering after a successful heart transplant. I'm looking like, damn. Okay. Now, I was like, I did not know that he needed a heart transplant. Okay. Now, we know he was really, really big in the 80s and whatnot, but he's still, you know what I'm saying, a mainstream hip-hop legend in these streets or whatever. Now, his wife gave the update on his condition, is breaking up how he is out of surgery. Keep the prayers and praises up. God does all things well. I'm like, okay. Now, they say that in 2016, he had a cardiac arrest situation where he collapsed by some police officers and whatnot. So again, he's had some issues here and there. They say in 2019, he was admitted to UCLA Medical Center to undergo heart surgery to stabilize an artery from further damage caused by hematoma he contracted while visiting China. And so now, just recently, he had a whole heart transplant. So we're going to wish him a speedy recovery because, again, we ain't got time to be losing more folks and whatnot. Okay? Now, who else do? Oh, wrong button. We also had, who's next? I got to figure out who picture's coming up next. Sinbad. Comedian cruise. He always had them. Was it comedian cruises, carnival cruises, something cruises? He had some cruises or whatever. But I love some on a different world. Okay, back in the day and whatnot. He's recovering from having a stroke. Okay, he had a stroke. His family said that he is getting better day by day. I never knew Sinbad's real name wasn't Sinbad till today. Okay, till just recently. Okay, his real name was David Atkins. I never knew that. Okay, now he had the stroke in early November. He's 64 years old. But again, his family, his children, everything say that he is getting better day by day. And I'm like, that's all we can ask for right now. So he gets better day by day and gets stronger. Okay. You know, again, wish him some well wishes and stuff. Him and Curtis Blow too. Okay. Now we also, okay, Biz Markie. Okay. The human beatbox. I'm saying, oh baby, you got what I need, but you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just, oh baby, you. Okay, I'm sorry. I want, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, Biz Markie is offering is also recovering from a stroke. Now, he had a stroke he suffered while he was in a diabetic coma. And I was like, oh, Okay, now, you know, the Jasmine brand says it's been a long road for hip-hop icon Biz Markie, real name Marcel Theo Hall. Did not know his real name was not Biz Markie. Well, I kind of assumed that. I thought his middle name was like Mark or whatever. Anyway, you know, he could still use our prayers for health from his fans. It says news broke in July that the rapper turned DJ had been hospitalized for weeks due to a mysterious illness, and it seems as though he also suffered a stroke while in doctor's care. You know, they say he's not doing great, but it's not as scandalous as it felt in the beginning. Scandalous. That's the word. It's as I say. But again, we just know to pray for him because he need to get better too. Because we ain't trying to lose nobody else around these parts. Okay, so pray for Biz Markie as well. Okay, and the last person I think we have to pray for right now, that's gonna be on this list right now, Jeremiah. Now Jeremiah is out of the woods, honey. He has returned to social media. He had COVID-19. And he was in the hospital, in ICU. I can't remember if they say he was on the ventilator, but I feel like he was or was not. But he is out. He posted, you know, thank God I'm still here. Thank y'all for all the prayers and everything. So again, he's happy to know he is on the better list of the COVID-19 side of things and whatnot. Because they was like, you know, saying he wasn't doing that good or whatnot. He, by the grace of God, okay, he is here to do whatever. Because I know he has a son. I know he has at least one kid because he has a son with Rachel from Black Ink. You know, Ryan Baby Mama. You know, that son, that youngest son of hers is his son. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? We don't want that boy losing his daddy. Okay, so again, prayers for him to continue his health incline and stuff. Okay. And then Foolish, I don't know what to do with news. K Michelle, honey, is out here talking about she can't believe that man who got the package. We ain't got the package. He was spreading the package. Then me and Robert Kelly, she can't believe that she's having to watch that man go through what he's going through because he was her mentor. I'm like, what, girl? And what she said on Twitter was, I swear, if Rob was here, so many of my musical questions would be answered. If you have a mentor, you need to learn as much music as possible. But I took so days of learning. I think she meant so many days of learning for granted, never knowing this would happen to him. I'm trying to create the most genuine last R&B record, and I really need to play it for him, but you know you can't. It hurts. I have to be confident in my skills and do this one alone, okay? She then put out, and once again, I'm not defending a single soul. Wrong is wrong, but you should never say but when you say wrong is wrong. But within separating the man from the music, musically, I've trusted him my whole career, and now it's time to trust my own self. No one will understand how heavy it is watching the person who saved your life be crucified in front of the world for their sickness. Look, does that man have a sickness? Yes. Do I feel like, oh yeah, we should be defending that man? No. I feel like you call that man on the... If you are that enticed to need his advice on your album, prepaid call, JPay call, put money on his books and say, hey, Aura, call me and listen to this and tell me what you think. If it's that important to you, do I think it should be that important to you? No. I feel like it's okay to have your mentors, and I know it's hard when someone you love or have loved or, you know, whatever is going through stuff and you're just like, oh, you know, but that wasn't my experience with them or whatever, so it's hard for me. I get that, but keep that shit a little bit private. I think saying how hard it is for you to deal with him being locked up is a little bit dumb. But K Michelle always be saying shit, and I be like, girl, won't you be quiet real quick, because we ain't got time for that bull and stuff, whatever. And girl, make your album, let it be what's gonna be. And I feel like, I mean, has he helped you so far? I don't think he has. Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes star in Netflix limited drama True Story. Okay. I mean, Wesley Snipes is a whole, you know what I'm saying, legend in the game and whatnot. And Kevin kept bringing up how I always wanted to work with him, and I'm not working right now with Woody Harrelson. And, you know, him and Wesley was both playing. And, you know, Why can't I think white men can jump? And now they're both, my co-stars. I'm like, okay, Kevin. I want to see what it's about because I don't want to see Wesley Snipes and Kevin Hart in any kind of comedy. I think whatever it is has to be like a serious something, okay? Because I think Wesley Snipes does serious well. Kevin does serious well if he's with a good co-star. So I don't know. It says it's going to be EP by Eric Newman, the show under Netflix hit series Narcos. Well, Narcos is a good show. So if the person who's doing Narcos is doing this, it should be good. It says true story will feature Kevin and Wesley as characters, brothers, Kid and Carlton. Okay, Kevin Hart. Oh, Kevin Hart gonna also EP. Plays a comedian from his real life hometown of Philly, whose night takes a turn for the worse thanks to his older brother Carlton. Oh, sounds boring. I don't want to watch it now. I don't want them in a comedy. I just don't. What's a TV show too? It's like a series. So let's see how it go. I just don't need Kevin trying to be funny on no TV show. I don't want it. I don't want it. So let's hope they just move on from that, and then we ain't gotta worry about that at all. And we can like, oh, we moved on. Yes, we moved on. Now I don't have now more pictures. I'm just gonna move on from that. Rihanna and ASAP Rocky are in a relationship. Okay, let them be. I'm like, why are y'all stalking the people? There should be rules against that, but we know it's not. Dame Dash ordered by the judge to appear for a deposition in the film, in a lawsuit for a film. Dame Dash is always in somebody's courtroom getting having a deposition for something. He need to go sit down some damn where. Real Housewives of Atlanta. Peter Thomas reveals his father passed away. Oh, condolences. I didn't know that was gonna say that. Why they still say he ain't on that show in a while, but I guess he was on that show. But condolences to him losing his father. Prayers and good vibes, and condolences. Is it Carrie Champion and Jamil Hill? I may be pronouncing the girl's name wrong. Maybe I don't know. But they're criticized for asking Jake Paul if it was racist to knock out Nate Robinson. People have the tendency to take these longer clips and cut the clip down to smaller clips. The full clip shows them joking. Was it a dumb joke? Yes. Was it a joke that fell flat? Yes. If you're not a comedian, sometimes don't try to set that joke up. But again, I don't think it was such a bad joke that they should be criticized for it. Like in that way, like the criticism should be, y'all ain't comedians, lead it to somebody else. But not like, oh my God, I can't believe you compared it to. It's like they were joking. Like leave it be, let it move on past, and then be like, whatever. NFLer Des Bryant tests positive for COVID-19 minutes before the game against the Dallas Cowboys. Well, that's unfortunate. Who won, who lost? I don't know. It could be anybody. Ray J seen getting flirty with Bad Girls Club star Sarah Vaughan. Okay. Amid divorce, I'm with Princess Love. I watched the first 7 minutes of that Bad Girls Club conversation on Zeus. Honey, when I say I literally fell asleep, I was like, okay, cut this shit off. Go do something else. It was horrible. And plus, I don't know them people. I just know Natalie Nunn, and that's because she's been aggravating us the longest. But Ray J flirting with somebody is not news. It's not gossip. It's life. It's Ray J's aura. What does Ray J do in life? He flirts and makes electronics. That's what he does. It makes bad TV. At this point in time, anything going on with Ray J cheating or being flirty with other women, despite him being married to Princess Love, it's just them trying to be in the news. I feel like she know her husband ain't shit. She's aware he will always flirt with other women. She needs they need to have an open marriage. Okay, he can flirt, she can flirt, and they can be that, and they just share the income of the family. But I'm like, I'm not surprised, and Princess should not be surprised either. She needs to either leave that man alone or just stay with him and be quiet. Well, she always stay with him and be quiet. Like she don't even, cause she not complaining. It's other people. So, girl, I don't think she care. I'm like, do I want to include the Jada Pinkett Smith Red Table Talk with Olivia J, girl, do I want to do that separately? I'll do it right here. Because I got to get about 5 minutes of conversation about that. So, y'all know Olivia J is Aunt Becky's daughter. Okay? And she's the one who was trying to pay $500,000 to get into college. Okay? And she's also the one that has the YouTube channel. Okay? Excuse me. She went on Red Table Talk maybe Monday or Tuesday. And Jada was like, oh, we're going to talk to her. Willow was like, oh, we're going to see Gammy. Jada mama, not on my watch. She was like, I was adamant that she should not come on here. I think it's like, it's the definition of white privilege. Like, you're coming to these black women for a safe space, with your privilege. With your privilege. And because I watched it. I did not like how Jada and Willow was so, right, yeah. You're right, yeah. I'm like, what? That's y'all. Willow and Jada and Jaden and Will currently has privilege. I feel like part of those, was a part of their privilege, understanding what the girl was saying. I feel like the girl saying, I didn't really get that it was wrong. Like, I thought, that's what people do. Like, parents pay money to get their kids in school. I'm like, yeah, when your mom and them and daddy said, hey, we need you to dress up as a rower and take these pictures as if you're a rower. We need these. The fact that she knew that and she acted as if, I don't know what, no, the girl knew they were doing something, I won't say illegal, but she knew they were lying about something, and she just did not care. And, even seeing her on YouTube, where she was like, I don't really want to go to the parties, I don't really care about school. But she admitted that was a part of my privilege, and me just not knowing anything outside of my bubble. Now, is it possible for someone who has no idea what it takes to get into college to not be aware that what they're doing is illegal? Yes. But is it also possible for that person to know, why am I taking pictures why am I going for a road team? Like, there was so much that went into that. It's just weird to me. And she kept bringing up how, my mom was like off at work. Like, she really didn't have much to do with it. It was more being handled by my dad. I'm like, either way go, your mama knew, you knew, you didn't know. And it's like, I didn't mind her being on the show, but I also felt like she didn't need to come on the show. She could have easily released it. I just wanted a safe space to show people and tell people that, I realized that it was wrong and what people was wrong. And I'm like, go to Ellen. Go away. And I just felt like it wasn't needed. I felt like she wanted her Jordan Woods moment, to redeem myself and speak my truth. But I feel like y'all have not rectified the situation enough for you to say that you realize how much of a fuck up it was. I feel like if you realize, one, I did not want to go to school, and two, I was in school, under false pretenses or whatever, and now I realize that, then why haven't you took some money and made a scholarship fund for underprivileged kids? Because if you realize how good you have it and how much other folks don't, and how much of a privilege it was for you to go through that, why haven't you done anything except come on Red Table Talk and say, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I didn't know it was illegal, my privilege, I just thought, miss me with the bullshit. I was Team Gammy. You don't get how you will be perfectly, like, nothing is going to go wrong for you. You will be perfectly fine, mainly because you did not care about going to school. Your parents are going to do what, 60 days in jail? It was a woman who went to jail for years because she used the different address for a kid. People have been known, black people have been known to go to prison for long periods of time for lesser crime. They paid $500,000 to get their kid in college and fake that she was an athlete. And her parents both combined did what, less than 6 months in prison? Miss me with the bullshit. And then, I haven't talked to either parent, since they've been locked up. And it's really hard because I'm really, close to my mom. But I'm just waiting. I'm like, but no one has... Girl, Becky and your damn daddy was the main ones trying to avoid pleading guilty. They didn't plead guilty. It was so, girl, miss me with the bullshit. And I don't fully blame her as a kid. I fully blame her parents. But she also was a knowing participant. Because again, she posed for rowing pictures and she knew damn well she was no damn rower. Okay, I'm like, girl, the fuck bye. I get people make dumb mistakes, and at 21, you don't want that to be, the thing that defines you for the rest of your life. But I feel like she came out to say, I didn't know, and we now know what's wrong, and I recognize now about my white privilege. But you ain't did shit with it. Besides, come on here and try to ask for forgiveness. I feel like if your parents can afford to pay $500,000 to get you into college, y'all can afford to put $500,000 into a college fund for underprivileged kids. But I feel like it was, I'm so sorry, oh my god, girl, I was like, miss me with the bullshit. Anyway, A Boogie with the hoodie arrested on gun charges. People need to stop doing dumb shit. Girl, just stop it. I've heard that man's name before, whatnot. But I think the thing was they found guns and it may not be his gun. But stop being around guns. They not yours. Get you some real good security who will always say that's my gun and whatnot. Rappy Saucy Santana allegedly lands his own reality show. Poor K. For what? I'm like, it's weird when these people get these shows, and I'm like, I don't know. Saucy, don't follow him. I mean, I know he was on Love and Hip Hop in Miami for a bit of a minute or whatnot. I know he's like a little rapper or whatever. I know he had a song called like Learn to Walk or Walk It Out or something. I don't know. Gonna Walk It Out was somebody else's song, but something about walking. Okay, and I'm like, I guess so. Now the reality series it will reportedly air on Zeus. Zeus gives everyone a show, okay? I need to call Zeus my damn self and give me a show. Anybody who get a show on Zeus, I don't think you real. It's not a real person. It's not a real show. Zeus is a bunch of bullshit. It's entertainment, yes, but like everybody walking around with cell phones recording themselves. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Black China show that was on Zeus. Did I get the thing? It was on Zeus. What was it called? The Real Black China has not. It's gonna be on WeTV. Now I don't know if it's gonna be new episodes on WeTV or WeTV are going to air like the first season and whatnot. Girl. That's from Jasmine brand. The Zeus network is horrible. I said it because of that Chance show. Dolly Parton wants someone like Beyonce to cover her song Jolene. Oh, Rip, Jolene. Girl, my voice is gone. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I would like that. As long as Beyonce does the Dolly Parton-esque with her own flair. I mean, I would want it to be country. Ish. I wouldn't want it to be like an R&B version, or I would want it to be like a Beyonce countryness, you know what I'm saying, hip hop, but still country, you know what I'm saying, like she did her song, Daddy Lessons. I like that. Yeah, I want like that. That'd be kind of cute. Chicago singer Anne Marie arrested after a man shot in the head reportedly claimed the gun fell off the table. I heard the audio of that. At first, oh my God, I love you. Oh my God, no, help me. And I'm like, but you on the phone with 911. You gotta stop screaming and tell them what you need and whatnot. Now, she said that they were in the room, okay, and the gun was on the table, and it's like the nightstand or whatever. In some kind of way, the gun fell on the floor, and then he ended up getting shot his head and whatnot, and she had a towel on. And I'm like, well, that could possibly happen, but I think the police then said But they were like shell casings and like bullet holes like elsewhere in the hotel. I'm like, was those like was those her? Because if you're at a motel hotel, it could be somebody else's bullet holes. Yeah, who knows? It says she was taken into custody on December 1st after cops responded to a call that shots were fired at the Intercontinental Buckhead Hotel in Atlanta. Police say that when they arrived at the scene, Amory was in shock at the victim, her male friend, laid on the floor suffering from a bullet wound to the middle of his forehead, with an exit wound on the left side of his temple. Oh, Lord Jesus. The victim is 24-year-old Jonathan Wright, and it's reported that he has lost lots of blood but was somewhat conscious. Oh, thank God. Okay. And they say he was able to answer questions. Cops say that Amory was screaming hysterically and had to be removed from the room. That would happen or whatever. And she said the gun fell off the table before going off and hitting him. 2 shell casings were found inside the room along with 2 projectiles. There were also allegedly a bullet hole in the door jamb and another in the cabinet. Okay, he was rushed to the hospital. He is currently in critical condition. Girl, and now she is in Fulton County for possession of a firearm and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Honey, leave the guns in the car. On the floor. Like, don't knock a gun over because it can be bad. Cardi B shows off controversial $88,000 purse. Let me see what this purse looks like, because I seen them complaining about that and whatnot. I feel like people were upset. Okay, they were that's not a good picture of the purse, so I'm not gonna even pull it up because it was ugly. And I don't feel like doing all that. It was a little brown purse with some fur. Wasn't that much. To look at, people were saying how, oh my God, I cannot believe she's spending 88 grand on a purse. People spend what's in their budget. You know what I'm saying? Your budget ain't 88,000. Your budget could be 200. I said a couple weeks ago, I don't have Birkin bag money. Like, I'm not in a Birkin bag bracket, but I got a little Marc Jacob purse that was like $300 because I'm like, I can spend $300 on my purse. But somebody else would say that's too much. People have to spend what's in their budget. Her budget just happens to be $88,000. Now, I do feel like, why ask someone, should you buy a purse, and then give a price amount that you know they can't afford? I'm saying, you ask the people in your price range if you should buy that purse. You should have texted Beyonce, somebody who can understand spending 88 grand on a purse, because 88 grand to Cardi B could be like 400 to me. I'll spend 400 on a purse. I'm not gonna spend 88,000. I probably won't even spend 1,000, because I feel like, for what? I don't want to do all that. I can afford it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no. So again, you know what? So 88,000 a card is like 1,000 to me. Should I spend it? I can afford it, but should I get it? You know what I'm saying? People spend what is in their price range. So 88,000 isn't crazy to her because of the amount of money she has. Now, I also feel like in this current pandemic, in this current condition, this current time frame, maybe spending 88,000 on a purse is not smart, because you can't be out here, doing concerts. You know what I'm saying? You may want to be sure, that you can afford it, in 2 years or whatever. But again, she can spend what she can spend because that's in her price range. That's in her price range. But I like the purse. Look ugly to me. But again, that's her money. What I'm going to do, a judge orders unaired scenes of Rob and China and Keeping Up with the Kardashians to be submitted in the lawsuit. Could show exes were on good terms when the series was canceled. The fact that Rob and or Black China is still fussing about this damn show. Their kid about 8. That show was out before the kid was born. No one cares anymore. Like, cancel that shit. Get that girl some money, let her be. Girl, what is your girl? I'm not saying she don't deserve some money if they cancel the show, making it seem as if it was canceled because her and Rob was beefed out, but they weren't. I get that, but I'm like, it's been so long, we don't get no fucks no more, okay? Jeffree Star's company allegedly paid assault victim accuser 45 grand to drop his claims. I mean, I guess if you had claims up to get paid, you got some money, real easily, that's on you. I mean, I don't think that's a smart thing to do. I'm gonna leave that be. Trey Songz performed at indoor concert with more than 500 people in attendance. The venue was cited for COVID-19 violations. Who out here risking their life to hear Trey Songz sing? Like, for what? Poor K. I don't get it. And I feel like Trey Songz agreeing to do he had COVID. How does a person who had COVID, he has a whole son. People are really dumb. Why would he do that? I would not want to work at a location where it's going to be unless it would have to be a huge location. I don't think Trey Songz is booking no huge locations. No tea, no shade. But I mean, if you on the stage and the crowd is, 30 feet away and they can just hear you and they in the, I get that. But I feel like, I saw the one picture of it, they was like, it wasn't that much space. Okay, now I feel like that's going to be a super spreader event. Trey Songz, you were dumb to even agree to have concerts that had no social, it was people that had masks on. I mean, he had coat, girl. Dumb ditty. College Hill reboot in the works. I don't want it. I don't. Some shows should not be rebooted simply because the times have changed. First of all, how can you reboot College Hill? People ain't even in college no more. Okay, it's COVID time now. Lead them. It's just stupidity. You can't do certain shows in 2020 because so much will offend people. For one, and two, I don't think people would be that entertaining. But I'm gonna leave that be too. Future baby mama Brittany said he threatened to shoot her at their son's birthday party. If you telling a blog that and not the police, I don't believe you. No one can threaten me at my kid's party to shoot me, and I'm not going to alert the authority. I'm going to at least go give me a PPO. Okay, personal protection order. You can't come in this a blog about that shit. No, do something about it. If you don't do something about it, it was some bullshit. Which means you either knew he was on some bullshit or somebody lying. And I'm not saying she lying because I like Future. Future ain't shit at all. Okay, Future ain't gonna never be shit until he about 80. That's it. Okay, but I feel like when people go to the blog and stuff and not, the actual authorities is done to people. Speaking of Max B and the Brittany B chick from Love and Hip Hop or whatnot. Well, I ain't been on Love Hip Hop in years, but Brittany B, who was like Ray J's goddess or whatever. Let me find a picture. Y'all got time? I may cut it out. I may not. Let's see. Brandy B. That may not even be the girl name from Love and Hip Hop. Because I can't find her. I put in Brandy B and didn't come up. So it may be somebody else. Okay, boom. Got them both. Look at God, okay? Only do it. Because I'm like, y'all may not know who they is. And I want y'all to know who they is. Boom. Boom, pow, pow. Put them right there. Okay, so that's Brandy B. Remember her? And that's her husband, Max B. Now, she was all on her social media, on her IG Live, okay? And during this IG Live, you can clearly hear them fighting. I mean, full-fledged fighting. To where you hear him cuss, I'm like, bitch, you gonna make me look dumb, bitch. And you hear him going off. And you just hear, you can hear a scuffle. You know what I'm saying? It sounds real scuffle-like. But you can't see nothing because it's a blank screen. The whole screen was black. And, people like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh my God. But again, you could not see anything. And so he came out after the fact and she came out after the fact, both saying how, that's not true. That's not what happened. We weren't fighting each other. Now, she said, he wasn't abusing me. I was choking him out. I'm like, if you were choking him out, how could we clearly hear him talking and you didn't say shit? You choked him out in silence. If she choked him out in silence, that means she crazy. Nobody chokes anybody in silence. That's deranged. And it was weird because again, you can clearly hear him talking, and he's talking like he's threatening her, and it was weird. The baby screaming in the background, honey, it was horrible. bull. Okay, now initially she didn't come out and like let us see her. It was like, you know, she was posting like, you know, little words and whatnot. He was posting up, you know, I ain't beat my wife. She don't have no black eyes. That don't mean you don't beat her. It means you're not punching the eye. I mean, don't worry about us. I'm looking like, but it was on live. Like we didn't come over your house and say what's going on. Y'all open the door, okay? She then made a video a couple days later showing her whole, my face isn't bruised, my neck isn't bruised, I have no bruises, but she seems like she's right on the brink of a mental and physical and emotional breakdown. Okay, I'm like, someone needs to remove sis from the house. However, I feel like she not gonna leave that man, because again, they've been together 17 years and the fight seemed normal. It seemed normal because again, it's a foolish girl. I am a firm believer in do not get in people's business when you can tell they're not gonna leave each other, and they not gonna leave each other at all. I think, you know, she brought up how she went live in attempts to, you know, make him not, I guess, beat her or whatnot, because you heard her say in the video, you're not gonna beat me no more or whatever. Girl, they is toxic. Somebody get them off my screen, okay? Boom, pow, because they gotta go out of here. Anyway, they're gonna be together. Drea Kelly says, me telling my story is not diminishing R. Kelly. Why is everybody, girl, stop talking about that man. Leave that man be, because we don't like that man either. Floyd Mayweather's a fight. Logan Paul, an exhibition boxing match. Why? Logan Paul isn't a real boxer. He's had, what, like 2 matches? Floyd Mayweather is a Floyd pussy. I'm gonna move on from that, because I'm like, who else? Floyd, why are you fighting that man? I don't get it. I don't understand. It don't make no sense to me. Okay. Anyway, I feel like that's all the stuff I have right now. I ain't got no more. So I'm done. Until next time, people. I am JayLee. This is JayLeesCorner. Peace.